You got some stuff up? You pull it up? Oh, look at you.
It's all on the screen.
Look at you. Friday, December 2nd.
2022.
12/2/22.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Getting better, man.
Yeah, baby. I'm starting to get it. Clint. All right, everybody. Welcome aboard for another episode of the Orange Men Podcast. Dave and Clint here with you on another Friday night. Speaking the truth, saying the truth as we see it, as we say it, whether you like it or not. Thank you for joining us in another relentless pursuit of the truth. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. We'll take it any way it comes, as long as it's the truth. How about that, Clint?
Sounds good, man. I don't know how many people agree with you. Your truth may not be their truth.
It's not my truth. It's the truth.
All right, my bad.
I don't make up the truth.
That's right.
Okay.
Facts don't matter, right? According to the Democrats.
Yeah, well, you know, the seriousness of the charge.
Right.
We got to do an investigation because of the seriousness of the charge. We got no facts, nothing to back it up, but the charge is serious.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Ah, the crowd's back.
Crowd's back. They've
like
been
it.
waiting.
I like it.
Chomping at the bit.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Good to see you, man.
Yes, welcome back. Welcome back, fans out there. People watching in the YouTube Rumble streets, maybe even on Spotify.
Yeah. Hey,
Listening on Apple Cloud Hub.
Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Thanks for the support.
I got some Fauci clips that I wanted to listen to and talk about. I know we got to be very cautious with the Fauci clips so we can stay on YouTube. But
did you know he had a 7-hour deposition the other day?
No. Was Rand Paul involved?
No, it wasn't. It was 2 states that are fighting him about suppression of social media, and him being the cohort behind the the getting the information out of suppressing it. And yeah, so it's sealed now. So they don't even want the truth of that deposition coming out, which is interesting because your deposition of Fauci was to get the truth to see if he was suppressing news and information, and now you're suppressing
news and information
of what you had him deposed about.
It's unbelievable.
So it must be something pretty damning in there. I mean, some stuff did slip out about some emails that he sent to some of his friends that, he said you don't have to wear the garments, and it was a joke. And then, obviously he reversed for the greater good of the people.
Oh.
But if you were in his inner circle, he told you, nah, don't worry about it.
Right. Well, we all know that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm just, I told you earlier today that last night coming home from work, I'm listening to the news and my head exploded because I just can't believe where we are. I can't believe that the evil and the evil that's being perpetrated on everyone.
Yes.
Children. I mean, it's unbelievable to me. So this morning when I went to work, no news, no Fox, no CNN, nothing.
Yeah.
I got satellite radio, put it on 70s radio, and the whole way I drove to work for an hour and a half listening to 70s music, and it kind of brought me back to when I was young.
Yeah.
I was,
Simpler times.
yeah, when things were good, when you didn't stress over all this stupid nonsense. But I didn't go to school and have to use a transgender. I mean, nobody even knew.
A litter box.
Yeah,
In the back of the room.
I mean, yeah, it was just like the craziest thing that was going on in the 70s was, people would randomly streak. You remember those days?
Yeah, it was wild times.
Hey, look, there's a naked guy. And you'd get a chuckle and you'd be like, what the hell is this guy doing? And next thing you know, it's men saying they're women and we all have to agree. And if we don't, we're violent criminals. Yeah. It's just bizarre. It's so bizarre. I can't wrap my head around it.
Yeah, it's amazing that because I don't want to believe in your make-believe, I'm wrong.
Yeah. Well, not only are you wrong, but you're a violent criminal.
Well, yeah. Well,
you're a bigot.
I'm a hateful
you're
person.
You're a racist.
I guess, because
you're a homophobe. You're Hitler.
I don't want to fall in line with your make-believe made up storyline of your trajectory of your life.
Yeah. It's like, you know what? It used to be, men would, and then it got to the point where men would just dress up in women's clothes, and we used to call them transvestites.
Yeah. Or the drag queens. I mean, it's still going on today.
Yeah. But
they've
okay.
Stolen that.
Yeah. You can't even do that anymore.
They've stolen that. And listen, I know there's a big, getting with the kids and stuff like that, like this, the Bellas, whatever, the fashion company, like I'm not against the LGBTQ community.
No, nobody is.
I'm not against drag queens. Listen, you want to live your life however you choose to live it. I don't think the kids should be going to the library to see drag queen strip shows or drag queen story hour or drag queen showtime with children.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I took my 12-year-old son to
a strip club,
Centerfolds,
yeah,
people will be up in arms like, "Oh, I can't believe this guy."
Yeah, the kid's not loud in here.
I mean, I see people getting mad in videos, and I don't really see. I don't know how many Hooters are around anymore, but people will be like, "I can't believe you take your kids where the wings are good." Yeah, you can't believe you take your sons to Hooters.
It's just a couple of nice owls.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least that's
these aren't even
normal.
I wouldn't take my children to Hooters if my son was 15, 16. If I would probably do it then. I didn't even do it then. But you're taking elementary school age children to drag shows. And it's not like I've seen some of the outfits. It's not just some random dude dressed in a dress. It's like fake boobs out.
Ass cracks.
Yeah. Dudes wearing thongs and high heels, hooker boots. Like, that's not appropriate.
That's disgusting.
Agreed.
It's gross, man.
I, too, sometimes, like you just said, also, since, I'm in my truck all day driving. Last Friday, I just watched bourbon and whiskey videos on YouTube and which ones I should buy and which ones I shouldn't. So which ones are good, which ones are comparable to this one or that one. So I spent my Friday doing that. And usually on the weekends, I mean, I try to unplug from Instagram and the news and stuff like that because it is a lot during the week to take in. And
yeah, it's bizarre.
And if anything jumps out that's crazy, I'll see it eventually or hear about it.
Yeah. It used to be you didn't have to pay attention because people were normal. And when you saw an injustice, you called it out. And,
yeah.
And now when you do it, you're labeled.
Well, you're under the thumb of the woke.
Yeah, and that's the real sad part is that we didn't step up in the first place.
Yeah.
We all hid behind, even with COVID. People were making fake cards and pretending they got vaxxed.
Yeah.
To me, that's the same as getting vaxxed.
Yeah. Or the religious exemptions and stuff like that.
Stand up and say no.
You were working a way around it.
Yeah. I get it. Your job's being threatened, your livelihood's being threatened, but we didn't stand up against it.
Yeah.
We kowtowed.
I
was so mad at all these businesses that were closing. I'm like, why are you closing?
Exactly. And some of them still haven't recovered or back open. Like tomorrow is supposed to be Small Business Saturday, and
there ain't any left.
Well, where are they? Because that was that was kind of the whole point of the whole scheme here was to shut down small businesses and get rid of it. So it's just shop at the big box stores because that's where all the money's at.
Yeah. It's ugly, man.
But I agree that we need to
stand up and take it. I mean, call me whatever you want. I don't care. I'm not towing your line. I'm not going to stand in line. I'm not going to put a mask on. I'm not going. Now they're talking about a couple days ago, the vice president, Camel Toe, is saying, we're going to need a yearly vaccine for COVID. And then 2 days later, I guess, I don't know who it was, the Surgeon General is telling us we're going to need 6 a year now. 1 every 2 months. Whose pocket are these people in?
Big Pharma, the white coat mafia.
It's unbelievable. Who's going to roll up their sleeves once every 2 months to get vaxxed? Yeah,
I mean, honestly, this is, and again, I saw a study. I guess it was the New York Times. I think came out with. It isn't even a study. It's probably just their opinion piece. But they're saying more people have died of. Now I don't know how they figured it out. That have died of coronavirus in the last couple of months that were Republican and against vaccines. And I'm like, well, how do you figure that out? Because when people die,
well, it's clearly a lie.
No, well, that's the point. But people read it and they go, yeah, well, you're dying because you're Republicans and you don't. No, it's.
Well, if that was true.
Were those people, well, let's say, were those Republicans vaccinated or unvaccinated? Or are you just saying.
Well, they're saying they're unvaccinated.
Well, they were against the vaccines. But again,
right.
we know what the truth as we're saying it.
Right. But
we know what the real statistics and data are. But
let's just say it was the truth, they'd be happy about that. It's not the truth. That's why they're trying to spew this nonsense. Because they want us to think we're unvaccinated and we're all dying because we're unvaccinated. It's just complete bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't know anybody that's
I don't know anybody. Ill. The only people I know in my circle that have been sick and that have died have all been vaccinated.
Yeah.
I don't know any non-vax person who died of COVID.
Or has had issues.
Right.
Like a sudden illness.
Yeah. And
cancer pops
up. And you can't talk about all these died suddenly people. People are just dropping dead for no goddamn reason.
Oh, there's a reason.
I know the reason, but
we lost a couple of actors, a couple of singers this week. Apparently there's some kid in PA down here in Delaware County. His parents went to wake him up. They're in the state finals or something, state playoffs. He played last week, high school kid. They went into his room to wake him up for school, and he was gone. Now, how's that happen?
I don't know. We just had one of the guys at work. His sister had a massive heart attack. Lost all the oxygen to her brain. They tried to save her, but they couldn't. They kept her alive. Her brain was dead, so they had to pull the plug, and she died. 25 years old. 25 years old, a massive heart attack.
And how many people has that happened?
Perfect health.
Now I know we were just talking earlier. Like I was reading it. I think Ed Dowd came out with it, but that's where I saw it. He was saying it that 36% increase in millennials, 25 to 40-year-old age group, what you just said, or have died in the last between 21 and 22. You know what I mean? 36%.
More.
Yeah, the
death rate in that
more than a normal.
Yeah,
more than a normal. So what's again, like we've been saying for months here.
And why would you as a platform?
What's the common denominator?
Right. Well, we know what it is, but what kind of business, what kind of platform would ban that information?
Exactly. Just even people even people wanting to know that.
Yeah, data. What kind of people are you? And now you're going after Elon Musk because he just wants to open it up so people can have a free place to have conversations,
right?
To talk about their ideas and how they feel about things. That's America.
Well,
they're going after him like he's some kind of demon. It's crazy.
Well, and their narratives are dumb because they're saying, they're claiming that this is like I appealed both of my permanently suspended, and I didn't get any answers.
No,
whatever, it is what it is.
No.
So you can't tell me that there's all these new accounts that are showing up. He's saying that there's probably millions of bots on there. And you can see it like when somebody posts something and then it's all like the same. Like if you were to post like something, something to the right, and then all these same kind of comments pop up, like, or, during the course of a day, you'll see, like I've seen, you'll see it on Instagram where people put it like together where like 15 of these same accounts all post like around the same time of the same kind of wording.
Right.
Like those aren't real people. That's a bot farm. And if you don't know what a bot farm is, go look it up because they exist.
Yeah, but what kind of demon do you have to be to suppress that information and only push one side? There's plenty of evidence to the contrary.
Especially now, 2 years into it.
And if you want to do a service to the American people, you need to show both sides of the argument and let people decide for themselves. That's America.
Well, that was.
And if I decide not to get vaccinated and I die of COVID, that's on me.
That's the whole point of informed consent.
Right. I don't.
I'm informed about it.
Right.
And I don't want to consent to taking it now.
I'll be informed by listening to both sides.
Yeah.
My wife had a lump a couple years back, and she went to the hospital. I'm not going to mention the hospital, although I should because they're freaking butchers.
Anyway.
They're fucking butchers. So she had a little lump in her breast, and then they automatically, it's cancer. They schedule for surgery.
Mm.
She's ready to go, and then she has to get chemo or whatever.
Yeah.
So she's freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, honey, let's just
take a breath.
Yeah, take a breath. Let's just see what's going on, and let's get another opinion. So I said, you know what, your mom and your dad went to Fox Chase. She really liked the way they were treated there. So she said, all right, we'll make an appointment to go to Fox Chase. She goes to Fox Chase. She gets a 3D mammogram, and they said, you got dense breast, you're fine. And that's my point. If you just listen to the one person, and these are highly skilled and trained medical professionals.
Yeah.
All that they didn't care. They just wanted to get the surgery and get the chemo going.
And collecting checks.
Yeah. It's a disgrace what's going on. And she went to another hospital, and they said, you're fine. She was fine. Can you imagine if we didn't do that, what she would have gone through?
Yeah.
That would have killed her.
But how many people do that?
I know, and that's the problem. And that's why you need platforms to be open to all sides.
Yeah.
But because we're not towing their line,
we're the misinformation, disinformation people.
But the real misinformation is the people who censor the other side. That's where the misinformation is. Let's hear it. Let's hear from everyone.
Yeah.
That's why CNN's going down the fucking toilet, because they just preach. But listen, I'm not a huge fan of Fox either. All these talking heads. But I listen to both sides, and then I decide.
Yeah.
So if Fox is extreme right and CNN's extreme left, I'm pretty sure the truth is somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
So I'm going to decide for myself, and then I'm going to go research doctors and research people who I respect and trust to get their advice from.
Yeah.
Not who Fauci tells me to get advice from. And this one clip, I got to play it real quick.
Yeah, well, he's a paid government employee by the pharmaceutical companies who give him money to do studies on all this other stuff.
Right. So I'll listen to him. I'll listen to what he has to say, and then I'll listen to the other side, and then I'll decide. But don't steal my ability to make my own decision and just expect people just to do what you say they're going to do.
But you're also living through it.
Right. We're not stupid.
We lived through it. Like, it's like, wait, you told me this was going to be the worst thing ever, and
and that's
five out of 8 people were going to die within my circle, and I don't know anybody.
No, not until they started getting vaccinations.
Yeah.
Then they started shitting the bed.
But even that, it's not like people and I'm concerned about what's going to happen within the next, we're coming up to the 24-month mark. I mean, we're 2 years now into it. And who knows? That's like you just said too. Like, we can't even get a legit, honest number from the VAERS or anybody else about what is actually happening, because they don't want you to know. And until
I don't trust anybody now.
Yeah, and like Fox and even listen, I like what Peter McCullough says. I like what Dr. Malone says. I like what these guys that are speaking what we're kind of talking about say, but it's also 12, 13, 15 months too late. You know what I mean?
Right.
You should have said this right from the beginning. Now I know there was a little bit of undercurrent in the beginning about saying it, and
Right.
again, those people were suppressed. But when you show up on Fox, by then it's like when Jim Cramer tells you to buy a stock. By then it's too late because the elite people that actually, by the time you buy it, they're dumping it because you got to do the otherwise. So by the time you heard it on Fox or they're bringing these doctors on CNN, it's too late. You have 200 million people in this country that already got it. Right. And however countless many people across the world that already took it.
And the fact that somebody can say that a natural immunity doesn't count.
Yeah.
And I'm not the sharpest tool in the fucking shed, but I know natural immunity.
Well, we all do.
Yeah, I mean, now all of a sudden natural immunity doesn't work.
Well, and they go in and change the Webster's dictionary because now it's in the computer. So it's like, say this, and then say that. Just like the herd immunity. It was this one day. 3 weeks later,
can't reach herd immunity. With
now all of a sudden,
What?
Yeah, all of a sudden.
When did that happen?
Not until 90% of the people are vaccinated, you'll have herd. What?
My whole life, I was told by doctors and every talking head,
you want to get sick.
You can't. Yeah, you can't get the same virus twice.
Yeah, this one people get it 4 to 5 times.
It's unbelievable. And okay, maybe there's variants, but it's a weaker variant. And if you do get it again, your symptoms are much less. So there is a natural immunity.
Not according to this.
It just blows my mind, and it's hard for me to fathom the depth that this has reached. That you have all these platforms. Are all these people paid? Who's got that kind of money? Who can control? They control the media. I mean, that's incredible. So and that's why I'm like, oh, that's impossible. There's no way somebody can control the media.
Well, or everything's brought to you by Pfizer BioNTech.
I know. I'm like, I guess they do. I didn't want to believe it. I'm not a big conspiracy guy, but now.
Well, it's not even conspiracy. It's you're watching it and you're like, that's interesting. Like I think what day was I down here the other day? Saturday night or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was like we were watching the TV and it was like these ads and it was like for the whatever pharmacy, whatever drug they wanted you to take, and it was like. Yeah. You could die, dizziness. Don't drive it while taking this. Like
right. Anal bleeding, anal seepage. Your penis might fall off.
Yeah, like I'll just take my chances with having high blood pressure. You know what I mean? Like, or some psoriasis.
Yeah,
I'll deal with it.
Put some lotion on it.
Yeah,
but no one ever thought every time I go to the doctor, I don't go to the doctor, but I have to go once a year to get these stupid physicals to get a discount on my insurance.
Yeah,
which I don't use anyway, but I do it because. Makes everybody happy. So I go and they don't ask you anything. They don't care about you.
Yeah.
They don't care about what you're eating or how healthy you're trying to be. They don't care if you're exercising. They just they run the numbers and they go, this one's a little high. Take this.
Yeah.
See you later. And you didn't even talk to me for 10 minutes.
On to the next patient. On to the next check.
You're not my doctor. You don't give a shit.
I said that to the one guy at my work when he was talking about his high blood pressure. And he's like, his doctor pumped him up some more. I'm like, well, how do you know you have high blood pressure? He's like, well, the doctor told me. I said, yeah.
Of course.
Well, there you go.
Well, and the other thing is...
Listen, I haven't been to the doctor since... I don't even know. And if I have a tumor or something growing on me, then maybe I'll be like, hey, man, something's wrong. But
it's not a tumor.
Until then, I'm in... could I use to maybe drop a couple lbs? Sure. But I'm in relatively good health. I don't think there's anything wrong with me. And I don't need to go to the doctor for them to go, well, your blood pressure's a little high. Maybe this cholesterol medicine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not into it. I'll take my chances.
Yeah, I do a lot of research when it comes to medical stuff because I care about what I put in my body.
Yeah.
I know what's hurting me.
Listen, I'll tell you one thing real quick.
Yeah.
If when you move and we're separated, we won't have to deal with this.
Yeah, well, at least we got fans.
Unless it's on your side.
Yeah, probably.
I'll be in a dark dungeon room.
Yeah, I will be too. I'll be down in the basement all by myself.
So, well, maybe they'll migrate down while we're there.
Yeah, we'll figure out something. Don't worry about it.
No, I know. But yeah, you were healthy and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I do my research and I know that processed foods and diet sodas and sugar, all this stuff's bad. And I know that there's a lot of stuff that they push that they say is healthy is not.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a giant farm. It's a giant process to get you to eat these crappy foods so that you'll get sick, so the pharmaceutical companies can swoop in and pump you with drugs. I never seen so many drug commercials on TV in my entire life.
No.
You can't advertise cigarettes, but God forbid you can pump yourself with all these drugs. And no one ever says on TV, well, you know what? And it's funny because they go, along with diet and exercise. Then no shit. Maybe it's the diet and exercise that's working, not your stupid drug.
Nah, man.
And you know, there's no human body on this planet that is pharmaceutical deficient. It's just not possible.
Yeah, they're just making shit up in a lab.
Yeah. And they're all based in petroleum, by the way.
No.
Yeah. So
Stop it.
Yeah. So
who was it? The Rockefeller? Who was it?
Rockefeller.
Yeah.
Was he the oil guy?
Yeah. He's the one that started the MDA or AMA or whatever it is.
The American Middle. So yeah. There you go. And you know, big food, big pharma, big everything, big oil,
big tobacco.
Listen, I know that everything's made from oil. Everything you look at, everything you touch, everything you see is made with oil.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the lifeblood of this country. It's the lifeblood of the planet.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm watching. Where would they go to this summit? And now we have to pay billions of dollars to these undeveloped countries to pay reparations
for their global warming.
Yeah, for the climate change. And what that really is we're going to pay you billions of dollars so you don't produce oil and compete against us, because we don't want you to lift yourself out of poverty. We want you to stay in poverty.
Yeah, you know that's definitely a topic for another day. But
I know, but if you help a nation become self-efficient, drill their own oil, build their infrastructure, then you're going to have less damage and deaths from natural disasters.
No.
And it's not global warming.
Yeah.
It's natural disasters.
Yeah.
And there's always been natural disasters, and there's always going to be natural disasters.
Yeah.
Global warming is a fucking hoax. Climate change is a fucking hoax. Our climate's been changing since day one. This planet used to be covered in ice.
Yeah.
Is that because of all the dinosaurs fart too much? What was that from?
The Bronto burgers.
It's a cycle that the planet goes through.
Yeah, there was a.
There's going to be another ice age someday,
like you said about with the.
And we're going to need oil to live through it.
Like all these countries, you know the continent of Africa, but all the countries within it. You know what I mean, with the lithium mines, the diamond mines. Like, what companies are running those mines to where that wealth should be redistributed back into that country?
Right.
Same thing with Afghanistan. Use the resources that it has
to build up that country.
And so they're not riding around on fucking donkeys still.
Right. Well, they don't care. Yeah, I got
you. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same thing in South America. You have all these poor countries, but I'm sure they have natural resources, like you just said, that can build the country up and provide their infrastructure. I know, like
these greedy fucking dictators.
What you had just said about infrastructure was the one thing that the one guy after the last hurricane in Florida just went through a couple months ago. The guy's like, listen, it has nothing to do with what you just said, climate change and stuff like that. He's like, people are building closer to the water, on the water, on little barrier islands. They're going to get wrecked.
Yeah, at some point.
You know what I mean? Like, it's
going
to happen. People didn't live there 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago. You know what I mean? So, of course, this is the most damaging storm ever. Yeah, because look at where people are living.
Yeah.
How many? I mean, you've been down the Keys. How many houses are down there now? What kind of homes, hotels? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People want to live by the water. It's nice. It's relaxing, refreshing. There's a reason why it happens. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Well, listen, if you're smart, you can build right. We have the technology to forewarn people.
Yes.
And you get the fuck out of the way. And then you go back and you rebuild. That's what we've been doing for an eternity. Listen, the great San Francisco fire tore down the entire city, burned down.
Yeah.
Why? Because it was made of fucking wood.
Come on, man.
It was made of wood. So what did they do? Well, they started using brick.
Yeah.
And steel.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's called progress and strengthening our infrastructure. And that's what we're going to need to do moving forward. And we can't do it without petroleum.
Right.
that's the lifeblood of this country. Again, I'll say it. But, I saw somebody put a post up, and in the early 50s, I think a B-52 slammed into the Empire State Building.
Yeah.
And then the comment was, you still think the World Trade Centers were taken down by an airplane? Yes, I do. Now, you can come up with any story you want. I personally think it was an airplane. Was it a drone? I don't know. Was it government sponsored? Probably. It was attack on our own country by our own country, by the rich and wealthy. I get all that. Could George Bush have known about it? Yeah, probably could have. But that's not my point. My point is the plane hit that building. It's not built. It's built completely different than the Empire State Building. Two totally different infrastructures. With the
No, I got you.
Empire State Building is steel girders. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally different. The Twin Towers, that outside of it was as a shell. The structure was in the middle. So, yeah, it's going to come down easier if it gets hit by an airplane. It was built to take an impact, and it did a nice job. But they didn't count on all that diesel fuel being in there burning and melting those girders. That's what happened. It wasn't detonated.
Detonated.
It was not detonated. I've seen all the evidence.
Explosions.
There's no explosions.
You've seen what they've allowed you to see, Dave.
No, I saw it when I was there. I saw that building come
Listen,
down.
I saw a video.
And the poofs of smoke were not detonations.
I saw a video of them.
Who's them?
They are them.
Okay. You saw them? What?
I'm just messing around.
Oh.
But the people out there know what I'm talking about.
But when the building collapsed, that was just compressed air
I don't
popping
want
out
to
of
get
it.
it. Yeah, I mean,
It was not imploded.
We're
it was
also-
not imploded.
it just came out too that we're missing $3 trillion from the Pentagon now. So something bad's probably going to happen within the next couple of months.
Well, yeah. Listen, I'm not saying that.
But that was a good open. What's the clip you got? Let's get into that.
Oh, this random dude.
Random dude.
Yeah, hold on. Let me switch screens here. Hold on.
Remember, people, like, follow, and share. Thumbs up. Hit the little rumble button. If you can, leave a 5-star review on Apple or, leave
The
a
best
comment.
way, I believe, to counter
this guy, yeah.
misinformation and disinformation is to spread good information, to spread science-based information, to have trusted voices. So I started my comments by reminding everybody that America's physicians, like the real leaders of American medicine, the people you trust for your cancer care and your heart care and your pediatrics care, are out there telling you need to go get a vaccine. You can decide to trust America's physicians, or you can trust some random dude on Twitter. Like, those are your choices.
Listen.
He also said after that, he's like, we have 2 arms. Go get the flu shot and the coronavirus vaccine
Yeah, fucking dumbass.
in one shot.
Listen, I'll take the advice from the random dude on fucking Twitter. Quite frankly, I mean, I've seen the damage you guys inflicted on the American people.
Sadly, especially now. That's what I mean. Like, I remember a couple of months ago, you were like, I forget who it was. It was like somebody had said something, and you're like, I can't believe, like, why are they still pushing this? And I think it's like even now, like this, like why are we still pushing this? I think there are you're not. We said this months ago, probably last year even. You're not going to turn the people that didn't get it. You're not going to
change their mind.
You're not. Yeah, you're they're out. The people that may have gotten 1 or 2, they might have known people that they got it, and then they continuously keep getting sick, or somebody else they know has gotten sick. Or
most people who go get a vaccine and get 2 vaccines and then get a booster and then get COVID 2 more times are not going to go out and get any more fucking boosters.
I would hope not.
No,
But they might do it just because they're like, well, I'm going to feel
Well,
safe.
they might, but most people are not. Most people are smart.
I don't know, man.
I think so. Listen, I never took a vaccine in my life. I never took a flu shot.
Right.
Because I don't know what it is. Quite frankly, I believed in natural immunity. And I think I got the flu maybe once in my life.
Yeah. And
And if I get the flu again, I'll stay at home. I'll blow my nose and
I know people that get the flu shot
better.
and then they end up
with the flu
being sick for fucking 4 days.
Yeah, so I'm not interested. So, I was skeptical of the COVID vaccine right from the beginning.
Yeah.
And then when I express my skepticism, I get removed from YouTube.
Yeah.
So what's up with that?
Yeah.
And that's what I was thinking 2 years ago. What's up with that?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, people, getting removed. You have posts removed from
I'm
Instagram, TikTok, Twitter.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That was a red flag for me not to get it.
Yeah.
And I don't know why you would think people would rush out and get it when you're fucking banning everybody from every platform because they want to know what's going on with it.
You're right.
Hey, this thing could have been made in a lab. You're gone. Well, what's the big deal?
Well, even that, I think that's part of what came out in that depositions is that it wasn't the lab leak was all part of the plan of the story to have people arguing the wet market, the lab leak. But there's people that are saying it was made here at Fort Detrick.
What the fuck's a wet market?
Well, that's where they cook the bats, and it's an outside market where they're just making free fall.
Yeah,
like
that's
food.
where I'm going to go get my dinner. Hey,
It's like showing up at the food trucks.
I took my wife there for a first date. Hey, baby, you want to go to the wet market with me? Get you some fried bat.
But there are people that believe it was made in Fort Detrick, which is suspect at its best because that's where the bioweapons are made here in America.
So the only reason why I would be, it makes me more skeptical because, at first I'm like, well,
I'm just some dude on YouTube.
Yeah, what do I care? To me, I'm just the regular guy. What do I care where it came from?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter really where it came from. If it came from a lab, well, it turns out if it comes from a lab, there's a lot of fucking people in trouble. There's a lot of people that need to cover that shit up. And then the more shit they started banning, I'm like, something's fucked up here.
Mm-hmm.
Something ain't right.
Yeah.
People better open your eyes. So that's...
And the more stuff... And again, like...
Hurry, get your vax. Winter of death. You're going to die. I'm like, whoa. Slow down there, pal.
Even that last winter, everybody's like, guys, dude, I don't care what you... I'll take my chances still. You know what I mean? Like, don't tell me...
Well, the fact is, you ain't taking no chance.
You 20% are really doing a damage on everybody. Like, get the fuck out of here.
I got a better chance at getting hit by a car sitting in my living room.
But it's like you said, like, you get removed from YouTube. You know what I mean? All right, whatever. And then it's like, now we're 2 years into this, and the more information, the more studies that have come out, and it's like, well, this medical journal has retracted what they said. They stepped it back. You have, that's what I mean. Like, you have Dr. Birx going, well, we had hoped it would work. You have Fauci going, well, 95%. Well, maybe 50%. Now let's get a shot every 6 months. Like, which one is it? Like, and again, like you said, I'll take the people that I don't know over these people that are paid criminals,
right?
That are profiting off of this deal,
and that keep getting it wrong.
It's not that they're getting it wrong. They're just trying to change the story,
right? Well,
to make the people that
because they got it
feel
wrong
that bad,
and then they changed the story. You won't get sick, you won't die,
you won't be hospitalized,
And next thing you know, well, now it's your symptoms will be reduced. Well, how can you prove that?
Yeah, well, Bill Clinton just got it, right? He came up positive. He's like, good thing I'm vaccinated. I'd be a lot worse.
Yeah.
Dude, well,
how do we know?
Because that's the narrative. That's
he looks like that because he's married to Hillary.
I know.
That's why he looks like that.
He's got the zombie virus that they
bastard.
pulled out of the Russia. No, but that's because that's what they told us. Like Whoopi Goldberg. She had to leave the set the other day. Now, I don't know what her situation is, but she had shortness of breath and whether it was a panic attack or something like that. Mm-hmm. We talked about America's Weatherman 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Guess what? He got released.
He got put back in.
I wonder why. I wonder what it is. When will these people put two and two together? I'm seeming pretty good shape since I had my surgery. You know what I mean? Like, It couldn't be this. Why couldn't it be? Why can't it be? You don't want to admit it to the people? You don't want to, what's it going to take? It's like some big celebrity star to go, another person, I got fucked up. Another person, Thor, what's his name?
Chris Hemsworth.
He's having early stage onset dementia.
No.
Yes. That's why he had to stop filming. But they don't tell you this. And do you think he would go, but he was a big proponent for Australia and New Zealand, hey, listen, people, we got to do what we got to do. We got to do what's best. Now, whether he did or didn't do it is a different story, but when is somebody going to come out and then it'll be like, well, that guy's a crackpot? Who's going to be the celebrities that step up, that gotten it, maybe got fucked up? I don't know. I mean, we just lost Showdown or Sundown from Top Gun. I don't know what his thing was. The black guy. You know what I mean?
No.
I mean, maybe he was jabbed. I don't know. But again, you are until proven otherwise. Because if I were to die tomorrow, I'd be like, well, he wasn't vaxxed.
Now some of these people are calling this vaccine the Widowmaker. It's awesome.
Wow, that's terrible.
That's
the widower
awesome.
maker?
The Widowmaker.
Listen, if you're out there, here's the thing. And if you're not, especially with like some of the stuff that some random dude on YouTube I've heard, if you're out there, you get this. If you did get it, you know, man, we listen. We don't want anything to happen to anybody.
No,
it's just unfortunate. But if you start feeling like a little bit like weird or something's off, you know what I mean? Then I guess you got to go to the doctor. Don't keep putting it off, because some of the things that I've heard was like, you know, especially on the side, like if you got the shot on the right side, I guess it was right, whatever side they were really doing the shot on, like that's where a lot of stuff's metastasizing, and there's people getting like liver cancer, lung cancer, organ, you know what I mean? Like kidney, like lumps. Breast in their lumps, because
breast in their lumps
in their breasts, and it may not be dense
in my lumps,
dense breasts, but get checked out. If you're not feeling good, you're feeling worn down more so than normal, get checked out, because
now I think they're calling to me, and that's just my opinion, and it's probably going to get knocked off, but
this isn't going anywhere.
I know.
Rumble exclusive on this
long COVID.
Oh yes, I wanted to talk about this.
Is vaccine side effect. That's what long COVID is.
Well, they're telling you it's not.
Yeah. Well, I know what it is.
Well, they took
no such thing as long COVID.
They took 20% of the $40 billion that the NIH got and put it into long COVID studies so that they can say and cover their own asses.
Yeah.
And you're exactly right. All these problems that people are having, shortness of breath. Well, you know, again, I haven't been. Part of me too, like what frustrates me is like I hear people like, you know, we just had Thanksgiving. I heard like on the radio, like some guy was like, you know, we just heard it from this, you know, your sister-in-law here, where her family got together and they were like, 6 of us are positive and they're all jabbed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why are you getting tested first?
And the unvaccinated people are not sick.
Yeah, and then like another person I heard was like, you know, her family had gathered over you know Thanksgiving too, and they're sick, and 4 of them are positive, and the other 2 are like, well, if you guys are, we probably are. We're not going to go get tested. But that's the point. Like, at what point do you go, yeah, this shit's not working?
Right.
Like, when are you going to put the
Well, now the efficacy wanes over time. That's the new one.
It's 95% efficacious.
How many people do they want to kill? Why don't you just come out and say it? Why don't you just line people up in the street and just fucking shoot them?
Oh, that would be no, because it's their own free will. This is what this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is why this is what's frustrating, because like you said, like,
it's not your own free will if you're lied to.
You have people that we believe are smart or
I know.
You know, and again, like we said it before, where listen, I care about people, you know, in my life and in my work, you know what I mean? There's people that I dealt with for a long time, like, hey, don't do this. Oh, I did it. All right, well, I hope everything comes out. You know what I mean? I feel bad for. I'm not going to argue with you or against you. Like, you did it. That's fine. And I hope nothing happens. But if something does happen, I hope you're not like, wow, I don't know what's going on. Like, well, dude, what changed in your life? And like people like us that are trying, you know, the people within our circles that we're trying to say, hey, listen, don't do this. Wait, hold off. It's not very smart. Even if you get the virus, chances are you're going to be okay. You'll probably be better off, because you don't know what long-term effects that this is going to have 2 years, 3 years, 5 years from now.
Yeah.
I mean,
especially if you keep doing it.
People that are giving this stuff to their like prepubescent kids, or you know, I mean, like, you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, they just came out now with the Johnson & Johnson thing, where everybody was powdering their vaginas for fucking 50 years, and now you,
all right, let me
got cancer.
Let me just play this video real quick.
All right. We got clips.
Got clips, bro. All right, here it is right here.
When we get into pregnancy, we're looking at a substantial increase in miscarriages, in birth defects, a substantial risk of fetal cardiac arrhythmia, fetal cardiac malformations, significant fetal growth slowing, significant reduction in amniotic fluid, fetal cardiac arrest.
Are you saying babies are having heart attacks in the womb?
Yes. the vaccine causes a significant inflammatory effect.
3 different safety monitoring systems. Again, they found no significant safety signals for the mother or for the fetus, because we have to remember in obstetrics we're dealing with 2 patients.
So no increased risks to be vaccinated while pregnant.
Anything that causes inflammation in my business, in my area of expertise, causes damage, injury, death, and destruction in pregnancy.
Pause that.
Just why don't you say something?
We've known that for...
I wanted to so people could take a look at that graph. There you go. Now listen, be serious. 21, 22. Now
What's changed?
21, that's when people were like, I'm just going to do it. 22, people probably were like, yo, talking to other people. And that's probably why that it's down this year. I mean, I know we still got a couple. What's the date on that graph? Does it say?
No.
I mean,
Reports,
I know.
These are miscarriages and stillbirths.
No, I know, which they were calling, what was it? Because the New England Medical Journal. This is stuff that we touched on this in 2021 of August. You know what I mean? Like, and again, we're just 2 dudes on YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, Apple, BitChute.
Yeah.
And the Patriot Podcast Network on your Roku devices. But you just look at the spike in 2021, and then probably people are like, people either they're not getting pregnant in 2022 or it's not being reported because the number was so high in 2021.
Well, you probably have women who can't get pregnant.
Well, that was another thing.
Yeah. Plus, everybody's killing their babies anyway. All right, let's finish.
We've known that for half a century.
Oh, I guess that's it.
Now, see, I don't know. I put that on our Instagram. I think you put it up there too.
Did I?
I don't know, but you'll see the clip. You'll see the clip here. I mean, it's something like that. Now, I happen to stumble across it, but that's important. If you want to, if you're trying to get pregnant and then you're like,
people should know that.
You might, but it's also like not only are people dying at a high death rate, like a high rate, but now you're telling me that people that are trying to have kids can have kids, or they're deformed, or there's how many heart attacks in the womb? Is that serious? Like, what are we doing out there? And then you can't even get that information because they don't want the 7-8 people that are watching our show to go, we're gonna change the whole country.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, listen. We do change the whole country. It's the people like us.
I know.
The millions of us that are doing this, they're the ones they had to get rid of. They didn't want to get rid of the big money makers.
Yeah. No, I know.
It's the people like us they got to get rid of. And listen, I'm just looking for the truth. I don't know what it is, but I'm leaning towards my own safety. And to me, when I look at the risk factors of getting COVID, which I got, by the way, and the risk factors of getting the vaccine multiple times, I see far less risk being unvaccinated.
But even like you said it, which is something that they don't tell you. Like, we've brought it up on our show before where the lady said, I forget what doctor it was a couple months ago, where she said the more times you get this, the more damage you're doing to your immune system. So you're going to be susceptible to more illnesses and other problems that may just take you out because all your the white blood cells, like they're getting attacked. There's another thing too, like just that clip in general, like whether that's part of like why we do the show and shows like ours. Like, you see the clip. I mean, I told you it's on our Instagram. Everything's in the links if you want to go find it, and you can go find that clip for yourself and then try to research the information on top of that. You know what I mean? Like, we can show you stuff and lead you down a path, but it's ultimately up to the people that are out there watching this or sharing this, which we appreciate, but it's up to you to go, listen, that's scary. I want to have kids. I got vaccinated. You know what I mean? Right. Like, there's studies too that they were worried about. You're at the water cooler with your buddies at work and you're not vaccinated and you go home, but some of the people at work are. They were worried about you being not vaccinated, hanging out with your buddies at work with the water cooler, talking shit, and then you go home and have sex with your wife, and then, like those spike proteins that they were talking about that you can't know about because of what was actually going on. It's all in the white papers. It's all there from Pfizer and Moderna. They had all these studies done. What happened? They lied. They fudged it. The FDA still not approved. There's no camaraderie in the States. It's not being made.
And how many times have they been sued for billions of dollars for fraud and lying?
I don't know. We have a bunch of those videos on BitChute. You know what I mean? Between Africa nations and the
pharmaceutical companies are not the be all end all, and they're not God.
Well, they made $10 billion plus in profits. They have no, I think it was like $100 billion in profits, but they have no problem paying out $10 billion to some class action lawsuit.
No, because nobody goes to jail.
And now they're immune from it. Like they have immunity from it. So the only people you can push is your employer, your doctors, the guy that ran the parking lot service center of shots. You know what I mean? Maybe you could go after that guy. But other than that, you can't go after. I mean, maybe down the line, something will happen where they'll waive it.
Well, you're going to see this 10 years from now. People lining up, lawyers on TV. You know how this? Camp, this Camp Lejeune thing.
Yeah, the water.
The new thing is going to be the COVID vaccine
or the mesothelioma from the
Pfizer lied.
Yeah, wow.
If you were injured by the vaccine, call us now.
Right.
1-800 go fuck yourself.
Jacoby Myers or Pond Lee hockey instead of being spending the accident lawyers, they're going to be the
COVID
vaccident lawyers.
Yeah, the vaccident lawyers.
Another thing, I'm getting before we get out of here or whatever we're doing.
Getting out of here.
Have you now? You watch some TV from time to time. Have you seen a lot of these different AIDS commercials and stuff? Like, it's overabundant. I think. Like, there's all these new medications. Now I get it. Maybe the patent wore out
to keep yourself undetectable.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we were joking about it a couple on
2 years ago.
Yeah, the prep up, the step up. We were having a good time with it. But now it's like it's so prevalent, and like I said, maybe the patent on the original drug wore off, so now everybody's free to make it. But it's also, I just saw something where like GLAAD was forcing. Now that's
gay and lesbian alliance.
They were forcing because the CDC and the FDA, more the CDC, but they said we don't want any vaccinated blood or any not vaccinated. We don't want any blood donors that are
unvaccinated,
bisexual or homosexual.
Really?
Because of the causes of HIV. Now you have GLAAD fought, and now they're like, all right, well, now we have to take it. So it's all correlated, if you ask me, that we have all these, we were joking about it with the VAIDS thing over the summer, but you have that. You have all these new, like you said, like protect. I mean, I don't even know what's going on with these commercials anymore. It's unfathomable. Yeah. Just be careful out there, people.
Yeah.
Protect yourself. Stay protected. I won't be safe. I mean, I won't say be safe, but it's just, I mean, we're in a wild time in this country right now, and
sad.
I mean, we didn't even really get to talk about Joe Biden right now.
Ugh.
And his teacher teaching, and his wife teaching the Navajos English.
Well, somebody had to do it.
Right.
What do Navajos speak?
Whatever tribal language they speak, man. I guess it's.
Remember Bugs Bunny?
Yeah.
Inga binga boonga binga banga.
Right.
Nothing racist about that. Nah, Bugs Bunny.
Not at all.
Yeah, Bugs Bunny. I used to love Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, man. It's good.
Remember when he played the Gas House Gorillas in baseball?
Yeah, man. He kept hitting home runs.
Yeah. Bugs Bunny first base, Bugs Bunny second base, third base Bugs Bunny, left field Bugs Bunny, center field Bugs Bunny.
Right.
Yeah, those are the good old days.
Good old days of the good wholesome cartoons. Not now, where you got Blue's Clues with one of the squirrels had top surgery to have her double mastectomy.
Are you serious?
Yes.
You're kidding me.
No, I think I sent it to you. What else? You got all the transgender stuff.
Speaking of transgender, let me just play this video real quick. You sent it to me.
Oh yeah.
It's our
friend?
Yeah, our friend. This dude.
This to me is almost like she, whatever, must be getting paid for this product promotion on their TikTok.
Currently cold out. It's my first winter season as a woman, and it's also the first winter that I have boobies.
Really?
So you bet your bottom dollar I'm going to do everything
I
in
wouldn't
my
call
power
them
to take
boobies.
care of them. So I'm using the EOS Shea Better 24-hour moisture body lotion on my new gal pals and my whole body.
You put them on your balls?
Estrogen has made my skin a lot more sensitive, so the 7 nourishing oils and butters keep it feeling nice and moisturized without feeling greasy. And I especially love that I smell like vanilla cashmere.
Oh, I love that too.
Who wouldn't want their breasts to smell like vanilla cashmere?
Or your balls.
So take care of your boobies.
And your balls.
Yeah, I mean,
You want to take care of your balls?
like we said, I mean, that's the state of the country right now.
Take care of your balls.
But I'm sure that person, that individual, probably
That dude.
made probably $100,000 off of that product placement in his or hers TikTok.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's been a good. Welcome back to Friday night.
Wait a minute. I want to play one more thing here.
Friday night session. All right,
I got to see if I can find it. Give me 1 second here.
no problem, man.
It's probably just going to start playing. Yeah, this is it.
Court papers.
Oh yeah,
And that's what Anderson Aldrich's attorneys are saying. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Hold on a second. What they're saying is that this dude, as part of his defense, is using that he's non-binary.
non-binary and wants to be referred to in documents as they them.
and them.
Yeah.
Okay. So this dude that she's interviewing,
This fella,
this fella thinks he's a girl.
just by looking at him.
Yeah. But now he thinks that the other guy can't be non-binary because in a day he can't possibly look like a female.
Yeah, yeah.
Like this dude does. He's trying to say he looks like a female.
Like fake ass Axl Rose over here in the in the '89.
He looks like a dude with makeup.
Yeah, dude looks like a lady.
I'm pretty sure that you're an idiot. All right, hold on. Here we go.
I think that's complete ludicrous. I believe they're just
Your Adam's apple is showing.
Yeah, it's not complete ludicrous. It's completely ludicrous.
Right.
This dude has no concept of the English language.
saying that because they want to have the easy way out on this. That's really, really offending, especially being a transgender woman myself.
It's not offending. It's offensive.
Wow.
Come on, dude. Did you go to school or were you too busy peeing in the girls' room?
He was too busy growing his hair out.
Shaving my balls.
I was going to say shaving down his Adam's apple. But
That a male, which it was obvious with the mugshot, that's a man. That's not a...
Excuse me.
That's
It's obvious you're a man.
it's a they, them. Non-binary.
non-binary person because in no way, shape, or form could they appear as a woman the next day. It's
Oh,
really
that's the
offensive
criteria?
to even hear that they're playing that role. And if they're non-binary, why would you go after the club where you feel safe at?
Maybe you didn't feel
Why
safe.
would you do that to a community where you are welcomed in if you are non-binary?
Maybe somebody sexually assaulted
Excellent question.
their
Obviously, all
non-binary
of this
self.
have to be answered.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, see, now, again, they blew that story up real quick without any facts or real situations behind it. It was just, I had to be a right-wing extremist, just like every other shooting that goes on.
Yeah.
And they jumped to conclusions, and, I mean, listen, could this person be saying, I'm non-binary, I want to go by they, them? Sure, why not?
Everybody else is.
Right.
This dude doesn't get the chance to say it.
Right. If it's good for you, why can't it be good for me?
What's good for the goose
Why shouldn't I try?
is good for the gander.
And if they don't like it, then start looking in the mirror and be like, yeah, I guess it is a little ridiculous.
All right. Well, stay tuned after this show ends. You catch all our links. And
Yeah, hit the links down below.
get all our codes.
Yeah, man.
Catch us on the Patriot Podcast Network.
Yeah.
Buy some cigars.
Yeah, My Patriot Cigar. Orangeman at the checkout, 15% off. Holiday season. Let's go. Get the variety pack.
And I might put this on YouTube.
Try it out. I don't know. All right.
What do
Whatever.
you think? See what happens.
See what, yeah.
I bet you it blows up before it gets booted.
We'll just create a new one.
That's all. We'll just create new YouTubes.
First Warrior apparel.
I like my grunt style too.
Yeah, that guy sold out, so he's no good.
Did he sell out?
Yeah, man.
Oh, that fucking douchebag.
Take it
Now
off.
I can't
Burn
buy it no more?
Nah, it's a cool shirt still, but he sold out.
To who?
I forget. The guy told me. I forget.
All right.
Now you threw me off.
Sorry.
First Warrior, Outlaw 10 in the checkout. 10% off. Get all your holiday gifts, hats, shirts, hoodies. Redcon 1 has another big sale this weekend. T20 C Sanders at the checkout. Tier operator code for 20% off. And even if you just, I think they have a 35% off discount this week. So just put in their discount code, but put in what tier operator sent you. Me and Dave from the Orange Man. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody, for watching, and avoid the Widowmaker.
The Death Dart, as Garrett says from Sergeant and the Samurai.
The Death Dart Widowmaker.
Who is also on your Patriot Podcast Network on Roku devices,
Woo.
TVs, sticks, and boxes.
Baby.
Thank you, everybody. Be legendary.
But be yourself.
And remember, it's okay to be American. Yes, be yourself. And we love everybody. Everybody.
So long, gay boys.